There are so many leaves falling from the trees right now that I can hear them hitting and pinging off of the top of the house. It is fall here. The leaves are thick in the yard, and I will not rake them because I live in the country and I use them as mulch. This will naturally conserve moisture, suppress weeds, and control the soil temperature, improving the soil's health. The cloud formations this time of year have really caught my eye. They are just so distinct and so unusual, and I just had to share some of those with you today. Since this is the week of Thanksgiving, I thought I would focus on some things that I am thankful for. And one of them is that I don't have to rake leaves. I live in the country. It doesn't matter if we rake leaves out here. We've never raked leaves out here. And sometimes I see people in the city raking and raking and raking. In fact, when I stayed in the winter in my RV down in South Texas last year, the lady in the lot next to me, the tiny little lot, raked leaves for probably 4 to 6 hours and got 4 to 5 bags of leaves off of her little tiny lot. And I sat there and I thought, I guess I just hope for the best. I hope mine will blow away. And I really didn't have the leaves that she did. It depends on where you are at and what kind of wind catchers that you have, whether the leaves will blow in and accumulate there. When we had a grocery store, we had an inverted type of door, and all of the leaves from the entire street would blow right in our little door area. And we fought those leaves every single day. They were a force of nature all by themselves. But there are other types of mulch that are natural, like compost. And I also am thankful that I live in the country where I have always been able to just throw my scraps into my flower beds, into the plant areas that I'm going to grow vegetables next year, or just throw them over the fence to the barnyard animals. Now, we only have one barnyard animal anymore. We don't have the type that eat the scraps that come from the kitchen. We used to have chickens. We used to have goats. Goats would eat just about anything. And so now I just use them for my gardening areas, but I don't have a garbage disposal. So I've always been able to naturally dispose of any scraps that I have from the kitchen. You may live in some of the areas where it is already snowing. I have seen that it is already snowing in Colorado, New York, and also Canada. But here we have pretty much 4 distinct seasons, even though some of them may only last a couple of weeks or a couple of days on some years. And I am thankful because each season has a beauty that we can enjoy that is distinct from the other three. And watching the leaves fall, it's sad to see the trees are losing all of their leaves, but the cats outdoors have the most fun chasing those falling leaves. My south windows have ripened the tomatoes that my daughter gave me, so it's time to swap them out with some green ones for some sunshine. I've shared with you that I won't be going to Texas this winter, but I'm thankful that I don't have to go out in the cold to go to work. I'm thankful that I can sit here in my house and watch it snow and watch it be cold and enjoy the scenery rather than go out where it is treacherous and there is risk of wrecking my car or falling down. I feel like I'll be able to appreciate the winter so much more being inside and not having anywhere pressing to go. There are so many things we can be thankful for. And sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in all of the news or all of the negative things that we see. And I stopped watching the news years ago. I figure if there's anything pressing, I will naturally hear about it, either from my husband or something will flash across maybe one of my Facebook feeds, but I don't seek it out. And it has made my life so much more peaceful and relaxing. A lot of those things, I can't do anything about them anyway. So just focusing on that or adding extra worry to my life by following those news stories, it really is not helpful to my mental health. And so I just ignore them. Some people might call this being irresponsible by not listening to the news and staying informed. But for me, it makes my life more simple and it makes it where I can focus on the little things that I'm thankful for and not worry about the big things that I can't control. I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my good health. Yes, I have a lot of back problems that make my daily life very difficult at times, but I don't let that keep me from enjoying what I can every single day. Things like this, if we focus on them, they can really bring us down and they can make us feel hopeless. And I choose not to focus on the hopeless, but the hopeful. And I am also so thankful for all of you. I have made meaningful relationships with so many of you just by commenting and emailing me. And I consider you friends. And I am so thankful for each one of you and for this community where we can be virtual friends without ever meeting. And I'm hoping maybe I can meet some of you someday. But thank you all for being here and joining me regularly. It is something that I look forward to, and I hope that you do too. Many people don't look forward to the colder seasons. For them, it is something to endure and just to bear and get through to the other side. So I thought it would be fun to look at it a different way this year, to think about the changing of seasons for what they metaphorically mean. They mean inevitable change. They mean a forward looking perspective filled with hope and potential for growth. So, spring represents new beginnings and youth. Summer represents passion, growth, and young adulthood. And autumn represents change, reflection, and maturity. So, as we look toward the colder weather coming our way, and maybe it is already where you are, think about it for what it promises us. It promises us that change will happen, that things will get better, that the sun will shine again, and that the leaves will reform on the trees. I am hoping through this holiday season that you can have time to stop and reflect, if even just for a little while, of some of the things that you can be thankful for, some of the experiences, some of the trials, some of the tribulations that have led us all to this point in our lives, and how many things we have learned from that, and how many things we can be thankful for. I have definitely not had an easy life at many, many points throughout it. But when I look back at some of them, even though they were tough, I made it through the other side. And at some point in my life, that horrible experience or that tough experience made it where I could help others who maybe were experiencing it as well. And that gave me purpose, that those things were not done in vain, that I was able to help someone else through a tough time because I had experienced a tough time myself. So these experiences, they shape us and they change us and they make us hopefully a better person. And they hopefully make us where we're not bitter, but where we can reach out to others and help them when they are facing those things themselves. These last few years that things have been so financially tough for so many people, I think they have helped us be grateful for our heat, be grateful for our vehicles and our transportation, be grateful for our food, for our roof over our heads, whether that is a vehicle that we're living in or whether or not it is a tiny home or an RV. I think these tough times have made all of us a little bit more thankful for what we have. And I hope that this video this week finds you well, finds you warm, and finds you in a safe environment. I wish the best Thanksgiving ever for all of you, whether you are spending it with family or whether you are choosing to spend it right here on YouTube with your friends and your virtual family. Thanks for listening today. Let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you are thankful for this year? I hope to talk to you soon.